Hello, I'm making a second video about black women, and this is actually the first, but it kind of stems off of black men and white women dating, but not exactly about them. So I posted this video about black men and white women dating, and someone commented saying that black women have a lot of self-hate and they're changing their names to Asian names and they are begging to date Asian men. Personally, I haven't heard about this, or at least in the community that I'm in. No, I'm not in some ghetto or anything like that, despite a lot of you refusing to believe that. You just have to, you're black. Um, no, I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. I've lived in the suburbs all my life in a pretty decent town. Low crime rates, pretty decent schools, stuff like that. I'm pretty intelligent myself. So, but people in my family aren't like that. I don't have ghetto people in my family. Not to say anything bad about them, but to say not every black person is ghetto. And to get back to the point of these Asian names, I believe the trend started with Nicki Minaj. I'm not entirely sure because I'm not really friends with a lot of people who listen to her by coincidence, not by choice. And that's their business. If they want to change it to an Asian name, they change it to an Asian name. It's not going to change their skin color. When you meet her, you're going to know she's black. And if they want to date an Asian man, let them date an Asian man. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess that's just their preference. But if they start saying that black men are the devil, then I guess that is the problem right there. But her wanting to date an Asian man, that's not a big deal, because black men interracially date all the time. But getting back to what I really want to talk about is this whole self-hate thing. I had various ideas as to why there may be self-hate, or why some black women have a problem with black men dating white women. Again, personally, I do not. I don't find it a big deal because I don't see race as this barrier between dating. Some people do, not me. But being a black woman is hard. Being a black man is hard too, but for different reasons. I mean, for a black man, you always have this thing of what is being a man and what is being a black man. With a black woman, she is judged so harshly and so differently from everyone else that it's unfair. It's hard to be a black woman because it's not even just what's to be a black woman, what's to be a woman. It's just what's to be a person in general. You're judged in terms of everyone else. Everyone else, you are judged in comparison to them. And it's just like back to slavery days. You have black women who were raped and beaten and this and that. Not to say black men weren't beaten, but it's not the same, because black women they've always been robbed of their identity, their freedom, their just other things. They've always been robbed of things. Back in the early 1900s, a woman couldn't vote. A woman didn't have rights. A white woman had more rights than a black woman. So that meant it sucked to be a black woman back in the early 1900s, the turn of century, because you had even less rights than someone who didn't even have rights to begin with. So in today, you have these rights to vote, to go get a job, to have your own property, do this, to do that. But being a black woman, it's way worse. Because a woman is always below a man. Not saying I believe this, but in society, it's like that. I believe men and women are equal. But in society, a man will get paid the same amount of money a woman gets paid to do the same job. That is not fair, and they're doing the same exact thing. And if the woman is working harder than the man doing the same exact job, he still gets paid more. So that's why being a black woman is always lower than a man. But a black woman is always lower than a white woman doing the same exact job. Always. She has to fight tooth and nail to get paid the same thing or more doing the same exact thing. Or even getting a higher job, getting paid less than someone doing a lower job. She has to fight for it. And then with men, she has to fight even more because then she has to fight against these stereotypes. She has to fight to get people to see the person that she really is. It's different things she has to fight because people put this stereotype on us that we are some ways that we are not. But since it's put out there in the media, it has to be true. Since they say it, it must be true. And I personally can't remember if someone ever said anything reckless to me about my race. But me personally, I know this one guy mentioned that black women wear a lot of weave. My hair isn't done right now, but for the most part, I wear my own hair. My own hair. I don't really care for wearing weaves. I don't care for getting my nails done. These are my natural nails. They're kind of different sizes because they kind of broke, but I don't go and wear fake nails all the time. I don't go to the club at all. I don't drink. I don't party. I don't smoke. I'm not having sex. I don't have kids. I don't have 3-4 different baby daddies. I'm not living on welfare, government aid, none of that stuff. Okay? I'm not these stereotypes that people believe us to be, and I don't have self-hate. I love who I am. I love being black. I don't hate myself. I'm not building up another race and demoralizing the black man. I'm not doing any of that because I don't believe that's true. And there are black women who believe that, but that's because depending on their environment, they're forced to believe that. If they have a white man or a white woman or any other race, including their own, telling them they're ugly because their skin color, and they're ugly because their hair is not as straight as her hair, and she don't have these color eyes, and she's not this size or that size, and that she'll never amount to anything, of course she's going to hate herself. Of course she's going to hate herself. Because she can't change who she is. So some of these girls might change her name to some Asian name instead of a stereotypical ghetto name like Shaniqua or something like that. Of course she's gonna want to be someone else to escape the reality of who she is because no one in her community could accept that. Or when she looks on TV, she doesn't see someone who's her skin color and someone who's representing her in a positive light. Of course she's gonna hate herself. Or if some guy changes her or try to get her to be someone she's not, and she changes herself into that person, and then all of a sudden he hates her and he wants to be with someone else who's not of her skin color, of course she's going to hate herself. It happens all the time. I see it all the time about how, oh, be more like her, do this, do that. God's trying to pressure me, oh, why are you not doing this, why are you not doing that? Because I don't want to. I don't want to, so why am I going to do that? Why am I going to change myself to make you happy? Why? And then you have those who say, black women always nagging. Okay, this is my thing with that. Some black women do have a reason to nag. I grew up in a house where my father worked. Not all the time. I saw my father had a great relationship with him, but he had a job. My mother worked more than my father because he was injured, but he still did something. There wasn't nagging there. But when you see in today's society, I don't know if this is just the media feeding me this, or if I'm hearing things from other people personally, but then you have, this is some, not all black men, some black men who just want to sit at home and mooch off the woman that they're with. They have 2-3 kids. He want to sit at home, do nothing, play his game, hang with his boys, drink, party, while she working a job or two, and she's telling him go get a job, and he's just like, why you on my back? Why can't she be on your back if she's paying the bills? She paying for you. She paying for the kids herself, and she needs you to help out. Why can't she be on your back? Now, there's some men who do hold their own. Most men do hold their own, but when a woman has to deal with that, of course she's going to nag you. She has to pay for everything and take care of a grown man at the same time. Of course she's going to nag you. But a black woman, is seen as bad because she has to point this out to the man she's with. And again, the community, they mold and shape the woman for the most part. And the black community, the white community, whatever. But if you're in this community that looks down upon the black woman, especially if her skin is darker, then of course it's going to be she hates herself. Not all dark-skinned women hate themselves. They love themselves too. But some do. Some think they're not as pretty as the light-skinned women. That's not true. But if we do, and some of us do have self-hate, it's not just because we put this upon ourselves. We did not put this upon ourselves. This has been 400 years of conditioning that still has yet to end. So, of course, some women will hate themselves when they look in the mirror. My nose is too big. My lips are too big. my skin is too dark, my eyes are not blue, my hair is not straight. Of course they're going to hate themselves if white is said to be beautiful, if Asian or Mexican is said to be beautiful, the lighter the prettier. Of course they'll hate themselves. But it's the black woman's fault that she's not what society wants her to be. No, that is not true. And for the black men who are saying that, they should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. Because it's ridiculous that we are put under this microscope to be something we're not, and yet they're not something they should be. So my opinion on this is all this is stupid, it's ridiculous, and I don't see even why this is a debate. And for this guy who commented on my video, whatever his name is, saying that I guess his name Nat Turner is alive, don't put that mess on my channel, because I don't do that myself. My name is not, I don't even know some stereotypical Asian name, but I'm not going to change my name to some Asian name or some stereotypical white name or some stereotypical Mexican name to change who I am. I'm black. When you see me, I'm black. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to change it to please you, to please anyone else. And if you can't deal with who I am, then go about your day. You don't have to talk to me. You don't even have to look at me. But don't bring your problems to my face and make it seem as if it's my fault. If you dealt with some black women that were bad, then keep it moving. But I'm not going to put the stereotype on black men that they're lazy, they're ignorant, they're abusive, they drink a lot, they dance, not dance a lot, but that they have multiple kids and they're worth nothing. There's a lot of stereotypes of black men, but I don't believe that. Because when I meet someone, I want to see them for who they are and not who someone else tells me they are. What justice am I doing for myself or them by putting a stereotype on them that is not true? Or a stereotype in general. Stereotypes are not true. So why do that? Why put ourselves in that predicament where we limit ourselves because we want to believe something just because society tells us it's true? It doesn't mean it's true. There's been cases in history where the government, the media has lied to you. It's called propaganda and omitting the truth and lies. That's what it's called. Look it up if you don't believe me. But for now, that's my say-so on the whole thing. As far as that scientist saying that black women have been shown to be scientifically unattractive, that is straight BS. And if you believe that, then you need to re-examine yourself, because you shouldn't be believing something like that. How can you even measure that? How is that even measured? So, I guess there's still be some black guys who will preach all they want up and down about how white women are better. And if they are, you go to them, because I don't want you. I don't want you in my face saying, I wish your skin was lighter. I wish your hair was straighter. I wish you were smaller. Go to the white woman, because I can't change it. I'm not going to change that for you or anyone else. And if any other black women, girls, whatever, you deal with this, you don't need them. Seriously, it's not even worth it. It's not worth you being unhappy because they can't accept who you are. That's crazy. So, I mean, I was talking to this white guy once, and he was perfectly fine with my skin color. He didn't ask me to change myself. Plenty of white girls around him. There was a white girl who liked him, and he didn't even want her. So, it's not some big deal like everyone makes it out to be. 2 cents for today, and comment if you will, but if you put that mess on my page, I'm gonna laugh at you.